right. So, of course, I'm sure all the participants and I are very interested to know about your findings.
Okay. Okay, Deepthi will talk about the SIR model and its impact on the insurance companies, but I can talk about the econometric part.
Just tell us, Somesh, I think we're not interested in the technicalities so much at this point. We want to know your main findings in a line or two.
Okay, we considered around 23 variables explaining COVID spread.
Yes.
So, and we use non-parametric regression. So stringency has an inverted U relationship when you analyze 125 countries. And this is Oxford University Stringency Index.
I see.
India has a stringency value of 58 average, and the turning point occurs at 48. So if we relax the stringency, the peak is yet to come. That's one. Second, smoking matters, democracy matters, pollution matters, and this is something which may not be politically correct. Higher the poverty, lower is the COVID spread. COVID is more related to undernourishment. And one last thing, COVID spread before this migrants moving to their own villages is an urban phenomena. Whether you analyze 125 countries or Indian states or 735 districts.
Right. So, Somesh, can I stop you for a minute here? These are very, very, very interesting results. Stop you because I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. So your point about how greater the poverty, possibly lower COVID infection. Of course, this is broadly borne out by the data from India. UP and Bihar tend to be generally high poverty states. The COVID infection in relation to the population is low, but Gujarat and Maharashtra have fairly high infection rates or cases, as they say. So you're right. But then you go on to say COVID is also related to malnutrition. There's some disconnect there because greater the poverty, there is also likely to be greater malnourishment. Am I right?
Yes, point well taken. But we control for all these factors when we had this regression. And when you have non-parametric relationship, then this undernourishment graph with the COVID cases was like an increasing trend. And you could see it in the 125 country analysis also. So my one last point is so to take care of the lives and the livelihood, what we suggest is relocate production to rural area to take care of lives and livelihood.
Terrific. I mean, of course, it makes a lot of sense, Somesh, but that's a little more easier said than done, given the infrastructure investment necessary, etc. But let me ask you a question before we request Deepthi to say anything she'd like to say. Let me ask you this while it's still fresh in your memory. You made a point about migrant labor. I missed that. Migrant labor going back to their villages, and you said something. What was that?
Yes. Now that the migrant laborers are moving back, that thing couldn't be analyzed in our study. So we are getting all across districts, cities, countries, that urbanization matters for COVID spread.
That seems to make perfect sense again. Delhi, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, highly urbanized states in the country is where COVID is really located, and Maharashtra, Mumbai at that. So thank you very much. Can we, Jivita, give some time to Deepthi, if she'd like to say something?
Yes, sure.
Deepthi, would you like to tell us?
Hello, sir. So I focused on the insurance aspect of it. What does health insurance have to play at a time like this? So basically to establish a linkage between the role, if any commercial insurance did have. So basically what I did was I projected the numbers from an SIR model and said because of the inadequacy of our public health
system,
the commercial insurers would definitely have to step in to play a role. So that was my contribution.
I see. Yeah. So let me have a question to both of you. A last question, Somesh, since you studied the epidemiological aspects, it's probably you who should address this question. It's kind of worrying in India that despite you earlier on mentioned the expression stringency, I think by any measure, the lockdown in India was very stringent while it lasted for about 8 weeks. Wouldn't that be roughly right? India
Yes,
had
of course.
Yeah. Let me finish.
Yeah.
What puzzles me, a layperson, is that but the cases of infection and mortality, especially cases of infection, are rising about 10 weeks after the lockdown was first announced. Is this unusual? What does it tell you about stringency? What does it tell you about what conclusions can we draw from this? That the lockdown didn't make any difference, but did make difference, or what? What do you think? What do you both think?
Excellent question, brilliant, sir. In the SIR model, what we could do differently was that we added the impact of social distancing and stringency. Deepthi can tell you about the econometric. We had we see an inverted U relationship between stringency and COVID cases.
I see. So at some point it will decline.
And because we are opening, that's the worrying point. We are opening. So from 58, if we go to 42, we will see a peak.
I see.
Stringency, if you just put stringency on the right hand side, not stringency square, it is weakly related to the COVID cases, while the other variables are more significant.
Oh, stringency is weakly related. I see. That's kind of interesting. I see. I just want to conclude by saying that, to all participants, that something which I as a layman have been impressed by is a point that is repeatedly made from virologists at the Christian Medical College, Vellore. And they have been saying that perhaps masks and social distancing and hygiene in the form of hand washing is perhaps more important than actually a full lockdown, especially as a full lockdown has serious livelihood implications. Anyway, thank you very much, Somesh.
Thank you, sir.
Nice to listen to your work with Deepthi, and also, if I might say, personally meeting you after such a long time. Thank you, Jivita. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Somesh and Deepthi. And I congratulate once again. And once again, I congratulate all the winners of Econovid 2020 and the participants for being to take a part in Econovid 2020. So now I request Balakrishnan sir to please address this gathering.
So to what, Jivita? To address the gathering? No. What did you say?
To address the gathering.
Yeah, I thought I've been addressing the gathering throughout.
Yeah. So I think we have been.
No, don't
Yeah,
worry.
if I make
Oh,
a,
I know, sir.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't worry. Look, I just
It's just like we request you to just share your experience, like you have been asking them the question. Yeah.
right, right. No. I thought. Let me just tell you. I thought all the what can I say? Research projects were interesting and valuable, and they brought something out. There was a very wide range of participants from engineering colleges to social science institutes. I think this brings a very nice perspective to it. I was very surprised, Sandeep? I'm curious about you. Very surprised that there was not much analysis of the macroeconomics and the stimulus, etc., etc. But otherwise, everything that
yeah.
was very important. The epidemiological aspect, the lockdown, the impact of the lockdown, the need for skill formation, the socio-economic costs. I think they were all very interesting. So I enjoyed them, and there were some new things that I learned. Market access is a new thing that I kind of realized that lockdown can also be seen as not just disrupting supply chains, but also stopping market access, which I hadn't thought of that. I know of it in the context of international trade, but it also has an implication. It has a relevance in the context of economies when there is a lockdown. So thank you very much, Sandeep and Jivita. I think that really concludes everything that I have to say. And I'll just remain as you finish or conclude or whatever, conduct the
Yeah,
rest of the presentation.
it has to take up that if we can take some of the questions from the students, they would like to ask you a few questions on macroeconomics. So we may take a minimum of maximum of 3 questions, not more than that. Would that be
Sure.
okay?
Of course, it's okay, Sandeep. I'm
Yeah.
happy to take any questions that they come. Let me see if I can answer them, but please.
Yeah, so if you can raise your hands, we would allow you to ask the questions to Bala sir.
What does raising of hands mean in a webinar, Sandeep?
There is a
Yeah, I do.
there's a reaction available
Right.
using which one can raise their hand.
I understand. Why don't I see it? I'm not.
It is there. It is there.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. So Ronak,
Yeah.
please go ahead, Ronak. You can unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
So
we can hear
I'm
you.
back again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Welcome.
so recently I've seen that there have been, if we see the US markets and India markets as well, so there have been a divergence between the actual market conditions, the actual conditions that are on ground. The unemployment has risen a lot. Unemployment has risen a lot in India as well. But there has been differing opinions by the share market or the market, where we see the market has risen a lot. So why do we see this divergence at the time where there is no cure for COVID, but a lot of markets have regained everything that they had
Right.
lost?
No,
So
sorry. Carry on.
yeah, so that was the question, sir. That was the
Thank you,
question.
Ronak. I mean, of course, you've posed a very difficult question because I really don't know the answer. But I think in general, of course, you're right, the United States in particular has been written about, including the economist Paul Romer has written about in New York Times. And this is a puzzle. The only thing that I want to say is that in the case of investment, everything is relative. If you think that among the set of possibilities, the stock market is what offers the best, you move to the stock market as opposed to putting it somewhere else. So that's really all that I can say. But this is a puzzle worldwide, and it is particularly prominent in the case of the United States. And it is a difficult one to explain.
Exactly.
All that I can say is that maybe we shouldn't waste too much of our time on this. There's this famous quip by Paul Samuelson, right? You know it? That the stock market has predicted 9 out of the last 5 recessions, right? So,
yes,
so I can't really tell you very much more than that.
yes,
But
Yeah.
you put your finger on an important macroeconomic question. You have.
exactly.
Ronak, I have just shared one link here in the chat box. So this is one recent news from the Hindu. So we have experienced massive inflows of capital. So you can refer to that news, as well as I would recommend, sir, the book written by P. Sainath, Everybody Loves a Good Drought.
Right.
So that has some of the answers to this question.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So
Sure.
can we have next question?
Yeah, I noticed Deepthi had a question. Yeah.
Deepthi, please go ahead, Deepthi.
So my question is, sir, do you think resilience actually is broken down by our need for efficiency? Because all over the world, when we look at production, we're trying to build up efficiency. But I feel that there is a drawback to efficiency. That is, when you apply an external shock, you can't, it's not resilient over time. So is that a reason why our supply chains are breaking down right now?
No, I mean, as far as I can see, the supply chains are breaking down not due to lack of resilience, but they're breaking down, I mean, so far purely because we're in a lockdown. And the lockdown means there is no production. So there's no question of resilience at this point. Now, the question of resilience will come up if once after the lockdown, the production does not resume, then you're right, the supply chain will not fully come back. That is the time to ask the question about resilience and efficiency. Right now, I'm not sure if it's particularly relevant as far as I see it, because the lockdown really has imposed a complete constraint on production. Of course, it's been what's the right word? Relaxed slowly and in parts, and it's staggered, and it's for certain sectors of the economy alone. Now that can affect supply chains, because let me tell you quite simply, and that's equally relevant for this whole question of focusing on one sector such as MSME. A sector cannot function on its own, either from the point of view of its supply chain or from the point of view of demand for its product, right? So if you open up in little bits, you can't really get the whole economy going. The economy is a whole interconnected set of supplies and demands, right? So once again, as far as I see it, right now, the resilience question or the efficiency question is not as relevant, but that could become relevant once the lockdown is what's the right word, is lifted fully. And there again, the efficiency question, I'm not sure will be relevant, but the resilience question would be, because, you know, it's not going to be so easy. As somebody said, it's easy to shut everything down or shut the economy down. It's not so easy to open it, to get it going again, right? So there, the question of resilience will be very relevant. But right now, to me, I don't see its relevance so strongly.
We can have one more question. Debrati. Debrati, please go ahead. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so
much. Good afternoon, Debrati. Good afternoon.
Sorry, I will not be able to switch my video on due to network issues.
Don't worry. Where are you connecting from?
I'm from Durgapur, West Bengal.
Very nice. Okay. Tell us.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I heard that you mentioned about the stimulus packages, actually.
Yes, yes.
I had a question regarding that. As I was studying to the stimulus packages,
yes.
So there has been a constant demand from the state side that the center increases the borrowing limit of the states.
Yes, yes.
5%. And some has been done in the recent stimulus package, the latest
yes.
one that we released.
Yes.
That also comes with a lot of
conditions
for
yes, yes,
of the states,
yes.
etc., etc. So,
yeah.
I'd like to get opinion on that, and if there are any other ways for the states to earn their revenue other than just increasing their borrowing from the center.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I just want to make a small point on the last point that you raised. Technically, Devrati, this is not borrowing from the center, they're borrowing from the market. It's just the question of the center allowing them to do that. Yeah, so they're not necessarily borrowing from the central government. On the point, let me go to the very first point that you made. It was not part of your question, but let me say that I don't think this is much of the economic package announced by the finance minister is much of a stimulus. That's why I use the word so-called stimulus. The amount of actual spending by the government has been estimated somewhere between 1 and 2% of GDP, while it is claimed that the stimulus amounts to 20% of the GDP. Since you seem to be an economic student, I'm not going to the details of why that is so, etc. But in a line that is so, because the government has countered the liquidity provision by the Reserve Bank of India as part of stimulus, which technically it is not. That's why I use the word a so-called stimulus. Now, let me go on to the precise question that you've asked and say, from a political economy point of view, or from a political point of view, not just a political economy point of view, which is the distribution of rights between the center and the states. I generally take a federalist position and take the view that in this case, the center is not right to impose any kind of conditions at all. In fact, I'm not sure if the center is in a right to crisis. I don't think
Hello?
Yeah. Jivita, have we lost Balasa?
Yes,
Is
I
he
think
there?
so,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Just hold on for a minute. We will look into the problem.
Yes, sure.
Balasur is back.
Yes. Yes.
Devrati, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry. Did you at least hear part of my response?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so let me carry on and just say that in a line, I think states should be allowed to borrow. I mean, their borrowing limit should be increased without conditionalities at this point. How long that should last is a separate issue. Now, as far as the revenues of the states are concerned, I don't really have any opinion. It varies from state to state. But I do believe that states should also try and come up with the revenues. Kerala, for instance, which has very weak public finances, has come up with the question of trying to cut inessential expenditure. That's more a way of conserving their revenues rather than increasing them. So in the short run, I don't know what the possibilities are. But I do believe also that states should look at the state level public enterprises and see the public enterprises as a way of generating revenues. I'm not sure whether they do so sufficiently at the moment. So this is all that I really have to say now, Devrati.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inputs. Thank you.
Thank you. But Jivita, can I just add another point?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. So Devrati,
Hello. Hello.
I think he again lost
We
the
have lost
connectivity.
him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is this question from Shakti Shri. I hope we can take it. Shakti Shri would ask Bala sir if we
Yeah.
can take this. Yes.
Okay.
I'm hopeful that he's trying to reconnect. Just we'll wait for a while.
I've rejoined. Yeah.
That's yeah.
Hello, Jivita.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, now I think you should let me go only because I've been giving all of you a hard time. I've been going off every minute. Maybe I don't know. Let's.
No, not that's completely okay, sir. We rather we are very thankful to you.
No, you just use
So
your
there is
judgment.
one last question from Shakti Shri. She seems to be very enthusiastic. So we just had a discussion. So can we take this?
Of course, we can take it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, Shakti Shri, please go ahead, beta.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. As you just mentioned earlier that the fiscal impact of the package is very less and it's more credit and liquidity focused.
Correct.
So is it better to have a package which is a mix of both fiscal and monetary policy, or should it be more focused on fiscal policy? And also, sir, is it right now at this kind of time, is it really okay to be worried about fiscal deficit, or should we not be worried about fiscal deficit at this kind of time?
Right. Thank you, Shaktishi. You've asked the absolutely relevant questions in this point. And you yourself put it very nicely. You need a package which is a mix of what's it called, monetary and fiscal policies, or liquidity infusion and stimulus. You need both. But in general, in such situations, maybe fiscal policy is more important. No? Why is that so? I mean, the kind of demand has shrunk because if you have a very simple Keynesian model in mind, consumption is a function of income. There is income only if there is production. So lockdown actually kills production or lowers production. Income is less, consumption is less. In fact, the precautionary saving is probably higher. And so, in fact, the autonomous part of consumption is also less. So what you really need is a stimulus. Now, one of the things that seems to be being missed out is that in a classic sense, the stimulus is, or an action is a stimulus only if it is a direct injection into the income stream by way of increasing aggregate demand. Right? Liquidity provision does not increase aggregate demand, however important it is in the form of working capital. So you put it very nicely. You need a mix, but I would say two things. I would say at the moment it seems to me that demand is much more important. And therefore, the package that has been provided by the government of India is far too much weighed towards monetary policy or liquidity infusion, far too much, not even mildly so, at a time when fiscal policy alone really can make a difference. Somebody used the word risk appetite. I think it was Srinivas. I would use the reverse point. Risk aversion. Risk aversion is high. So even if you provide credit, you may find that actually the effective rate of interest, so to speak, for firms is higher. For firms trying to borrow, they see there's a risk premium. Part of banks. Banks are not lowering the rate of interest, and generally monetary policy is weak. Now, I don't want to hold this, webinar on for much longer, but on the matter of the fiscal deficit, yes, let me just give you an example. I've written about it quite a bit. It's on my website. I've been writing on this in the Hindustan Times quite a lot. I really spoke about need to amend the fiscal FRBM in India, Fiscal Responsibility and the Budgetary Management Act. I just want to give you the example of the United States. The United States budget deficit in February or something was something like 3.9% after the $2 trillion, which is in addition to the $1 trillion spending in the budget. After the stimulus, the budgetary deficit for the United States is estimated to go up to 14%, 13.9%, by 10 percentage points of the GDP, 10 percentage points, right? So that gives you an idea of what is being done in the rest of the world. I think the government of India is taking unduly pessimistic or conservative position. But let me also conclude with another point. Many of the criticisms of the government's position has been in the form of that there has been too little relief. And I would argue very greatly, and I have argued that relief is also very, very important for people who have been affected by the lockdown. But you also need to restart the economy. And one way of restarting the economy is to actually have large infrastructure projects, which have the unique role of expanding supply, because infrastructure is important for production and productivity, and expanding demand, because as you build this infrastructure, you're also making wage payments, which increases demand in the economy. So if you're really interested, I encourage you to go onto my website, and you'll see this in my writing, which I do for the newspapers. I hope I've answered your question to some extent.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, I have given the link for his website in the chat box. You can refer the website. So he has given all of the writings on the website, so you can refer it. And I believe you can start from reading the book Economic Growth in India, which he has written in 2010 for Oxford History and Prospect. So I think that would give a great insight on the topic. Also, I have also given one link of his recent article published in The Wire, where he talks about the Atmanirbhar policy that we are offering. And he has also given mentions of Nehru Mahalanobis strategy, as well as the Washington Consensus. So keep reading all of this material, I believe. So that would give us some amount of insight on this vast arena. So I think we should close now, sir.
Thank you very much, Sandeep,
Thank
Jeevita, and the entire team, especially Komal, who has been backstage making sure that I can be heard. So thank you very much, and thank you to the participants. I enjoyed participating in this and meeting all of you. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank
Our
you very
pleasure,
much for
sir.
your time, sir. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
I would just like to conclude by thanking all the participants, and I would just like to mention one aspect that having a presentation and having a research paper are two different things. So please do not go by the ranks. It might be the thing that your paper is good, but it is still out of rank. We had this very difficult task in front of us. We were having 38 papers. So out of those, 18 were shortlisted, and most of them have missed by 1.5 or zero point 0.3 points. So that is it. So your paper is great, and thank you very much for participating in the competition. Thank you, Bala sir, for
Thank you.
joining us again and
Thank
giving
you.
this Sunday morning, making this Sunday morning great.
Not at all. It was my pleasure. Thank you very much, Sandeep, and everybody else. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.